Wasn't the original Bird Box show like one of Netflix's top watched movies for like years? Am I wrong? Chase Lehocky here with Blue Futon reviewing Bird Box. What? Bird Box Barcelona. No idea this was coming out. For some reason, I read it and I go ballerina, but then I realized I'm an idiot and it's Barcelona based in Spain. So, what's this about? Pretty simple premise. I don't know if I would call this a sequel. I call this a different timeline of the first one. I would say this probably takes place at the same time as the Sandra Bullock time, but just in a completely different country. One was in America, this one in Spain. And this one, we're following a guy whose daughter, you kind of know what happens to his daughter, but now he's thinking he has to force people to see this entity. And the more people that see this entity, he will be able to see his daughter again. So, did I like this film? I thought it was an okay film. I felt like it played it safe in a lot of spots. When you have a movie like this, that's basically if you see something, you commit suicide. I kind of expected to kind of go bonkers. This one they decided not to, which kind of makes sense because suicide is a touchy topic. But I feel like when there were deaths, some of them were cool. But there was a couple of moments where you're like, they could have gone like full blown oh shit moments, and they kind of held back. I don't know if it was budget or constraints, but it just felt like something was stopping this movie from being really good. And also some of the CGI was really, really bad. But let's talk about the positive of this show. I do think that characters are very intriguing in this show. Of course, you have a guy, the main Spaniard guy. Then you have a girl that from the United States that kind of is on a book tour. Then you have someone from Germany, a little kid. And there are interesting elements to it. It did go by pretty quick. I thought the pacing was pretty solid. The first 20 minutes was really, really good, honestly, with the bus chase. And I was like, oh shit, we're going really cool. And we're doing something different. Like, oh, what is actually going to occur? Then you realize what is actually going to happen. You go, okay, that kind of makes sense. And I wouldn't really call it a cat and mouse type of chase, but it's more of a guy trying to manipulate people to commit suicide. And I think that's a fine premise. And there's a good arc at the end. But then also at the very, very end, there's some things that really don't make sense at all. So let's talk about that. I don't understand what they're trying to do with this ending. So if they do make a Bird Box 3, I don't know if it's going to be like an intertwined universe with other Bird Box movies, because this one ends in a way of like experiments happening and it just kind of cuts itself off. And I'm really, I want to say intrigued, but interested in why they decided to go that route. Also, there's a story in this about a little girl that kind of lost ways with her mother and how that ended. It felt very superficial. I understand why they had to do it, but it just felt like that wouldn't be feasible in this worldly environment of would this mom really go to that spot hoping the daughter would be there? I don't know. It just, like I said, felt a little forced. Also, the CGI. Some of the CGI was atrocious, and it first started off with this coffee cup when they're doing a flashback to Barcelona, Spain, when the suicides just started. It was really, really bad. I was like, I understand what you're going for with the smiley face, but there is something about it that just didn't look good whatsoever. I know Netflix has decent budgets. You have, like, Extraction 2 and other movies to that effect. I feel like a little bit more money to this would have been more helpful, but I don't know if Netflix really had the faith for a Bird Box sequel overall, and they might have been thinking, is this really needed? And I heard that they were trying to do a Bird Box sequel with Sandra Bullock, but she declined. So that's why they decided to go to Barcelona and kind of do a, timeline, same universe, same time, same location, or not same locations, but you know what I mean, same things occurring. But overall, Bird Box Barcelona isn't a bad film. It wasn't atrocious. I was expecting it kind of being atrocious. It was a good background movie, but there were some elements to it where I was like, give me more. And then other times I was like, no, most of the time I was just, give me more. So Bird Box Barcelona will receive a 2.5 out of 5 Futons because at 50%. Let's see the critics' user scores gave this one. So you have critics a 47% with 51 of them, audience score of 44% with 100, critic consensus. expanding the franchise with some effective twists. Bird Box Barcelona lacks some of the predecessor's creepy tension, but remains occasionally involving in its own right. I have to give that. I have to kind of agree with that. The 44, the 47, the 50. Chase up with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know things Butantopia. You Blue Futons. Think watch a great day. Not care if watch it today, tomorrow, week from now, month from now, year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. I truly, truly do. And tomorrow I am going to see Mission Impossible again in 4DX. I'm very interested on that. I think it's going to be really cool with him jumping off the mountain. And then the Rome, Venice chase will be pretty freaking sweet.